In today's episode of Jeep Sheep TV Review Stuff, we're going to be talking about my 1994 Jeep Wrangler YJ. Now this thing is a 4-cylinder with the automatic, and sometimes when you are doing Jeep things, for this guy, it starts to get hot. And when it gets hot, then I get sad because the engine's getting hot. It's fine, this one can take it, but sometimes it can't, and sometimes it's too much. I don't know if we can make it up that. You wanna try? Yeah, it's really hot. It's not great. And when it's too much, you need to ask yourself, do I have something that's going wrong, or do I need to upgrade something? And today we're gonna be talking about upgrading the radiator. Now, the radiator in these is kind of small. I think they used it, and they may have used it in both the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, and it's narrow and kind of a weird shape. So I've never really fixed it, of course, and I just let it get a little toasty sometimes. But AlloyWorks reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like you to review a radiator. Now, before we get into the radiator itself, which is sitting right here off camera, let's talk about AlloyWorks because I didn't know what to expect. And I'll pull up my computer. It'll be on your screen here. Please hold. Now, if you go to the AlloyWorks website, to my surprise, I searched for the 1994 Jeep Wrangler YJ, which is behind me here. And instead of getting like one result or half a result or no results, I ended up getting 2 full pages of options for this Jeep. So you have the OEM plastic top, plastic bottom style radiator, but on top of that, they offer all of these welded aluminum radiators, and you can get a 3-core, you can get a 4-core. So we're talking, these are bigger, more capacity, more cooling capacity. You can get them with the cooling fan, and it comes with its own shroud that's built onto it, so you don't have to make one or find one. And they also come without that. So you have multiple levels of scale and options as you are trying to figure out what you're gonna do for your Jeep. Now, the ones that come with the fans, it looks like you can buy them without some of the controllers, and it looks like you can also buy them with everything you need to make it run. So it's a turnkey kit, or at least it's supposed to be. Also, the prices on here are very competitive. The full turnkey fan, shroud, big 4-row radiator on sale is $330 or $359 not on sale, and that's really a competitive price. Now, I can't speak to the quality of the fan or the radiator or any of that stuff yet, but we'll talk about that later in the video. On top of all of that, not only are they selling products that replace the OE parts with bigger, better, whatever, they're also thinking of the modifiers. So there's ones on here that are compatible with small block Chevys. There's ones on here that rotate the radiator to be a horizontal flow if that's your preference. And there's ones on here for LS swaps as well, which is really exciting. They also have a coolant reservoir and a header option, as well as the heater core. Honestly, it's kind of a one-stop shop. And I think that's really cool that they're doing this and that they're supporting the older vehicles. We're gonna look at the radiator that they shipped me. Try and do a bit of an unboxing for you. So the first thing we're gonna see here, there's foam. And there's more foam. And there's more foam. So it's good because the radiator's not broken when it arrives. Guess what? More foam. We have the fan. We have the radiator, and I mean, this thing is just chonky. It is a massive guy. I ordered the 4-core because I have some intentions that may result in heat. So we'll pull that radiator out in a minute. Here's what came in the box. Look at that. Whee! Auto parts. In this is auto parts. That's always good. So we've got the sensor for turning on the fan when you hit a certain temperature. Don't know what temperature, but hopefully the right one. Cool. Various electrical connectors. That is a good thing. There's your relay and then there's some wiring. And supposedly this is going to be a thick enough wire for that fan, and I really hope so, because I've definitely burnt wires of similar thickness for similar jobs. But you got the fuse. This right here is everything you need to run a fan, so that is good. That all came in with the box. Okie doke. Now we've got the radiator. Here we go. That's the fan side. There's the fin side. Notice how none of the fins are damaged. That is great. Ta-da! First thing we're going to take note of is the bottom of the radiator. They've got caps in here, which is very lovely. Hello. Has provisions for the transcooler. So you can actually run the transmission cooler through here just like the factory would have done. And that's great, I guess. I don't actually use that, but you have the option. And you have the fittings. They're all here. So it's just another drop-in replacement. Over here, this little guy is going to open up for easy draining. Always good. And you can take a look at the welds. Yep. Now, what I did not notice, what I did not see, so you do not have instructions for the wiring for the fan. You also do not have any kind of certification for pressure testing or anything like that. That's part of the territory of spending less money, is sometimes you don't get those things. So we're going to just hope that it's good. It looks really good. The welds look really good. You can see inside there, you can see the 4 different cores, and you can see that it at least appears to be all in the right spot. Over here, they have some tapped holes for you. Some sure. Riv nuts, those are riv nuts. So anyway, you got these threaded guys here. And that is for mounting things to it. I don't actually know what goes there. Your mounting is here and there, just like on the Jeep. Cooling fan is massive. It's absolutely massive, and that's great. And then the fan shroud here, it's not an exact fit on there, and it's not, sealed, but it's definitely going to help a lot. I think that's going to be okay. Now we're at the top of the radiator. So here you go. This is for your overflow, and then boom. So there you go. Danger, do not open when hot. CNC machined, 19 pounds, 1.3 bars. So they do give you a nice cap. And then here's your top. Okay, let's take a look at the Jeep. This should be familiar to you if you're doing this project because you would already have the Jeep. But let's take a look at what we've got going on here. Now under my hood is a supercharger, and there is an intercooler, and all of that makes the radiator stick out just a little bit. So ignore the placement of the radiator here, but we will see you've got this bolt here and that bolt there. Come over to the radiator. Let's call that 6 1/4. And if you come down in here, looks like it's right at 6 1/4. One more check at these two guys here. Looks like between 6 1/4, 6 1/2. And then over here, I messed mine all up. I made it all kinds of janky. So who knows? But it looks like it's roughly the same. One thing that I do need to point out with this setup. So here you have where your power steering reservoir goes, and that threads into holes in the radiator right here. And right there is roughly where that threaded hole was, but then there's another one down below, and we come over here and there's just the one. But there's also the spot for the fan shroud, so maybe those are gonna work, maybe not. Maybe you're gonna have to drill a hole, and I think that's gonna be okay because this is only found on the 4-cylinder Jeeps, I think. So I may have seen a 6-cylinder with it, and so that's not a super common thing. If you have to drill a hole, it's not the end of the world. The other thing that we're going to note here is that the inlet for the fluid, the coolant going in, is on the right-hand side, and on this one, this one's on the left side, and this one is on the right side, and the cap is on the left side, and the cap is on the right side, and the bottom is on the right side, and the bottom for this one is on the inverse. Also, it's a lot thicker, but that's a good thing. So wait a minute, what happened here? Well, I'll tell you what happened here. This is a huge announcement for the channel. So there's a reason why this radiator is sitting here and that radiator is sitting there. And I don't have that tore apart yet, and I don't have the radiator in, because actually that radiator is fine. It gets a little warm, but it's fine. And the whole setup is just fine. The problem is that when I ordered this radiator, I got one set up for an LS to go in a YJ. And the reason why I did that is because if you look over here, I have an LS. This is an LS4 out of a 2007 Grand Prix GXP. And you guys, any of you who know anything about this engine are going to tell me that this isn't going to work at all. But guess what? We're going to attempt to put this LS4 into that Jeep for somewhere in the ballpark of $1,000, which is like unheard of and probably impossible, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself. But there's a couple tricks that I have up my sleeve that are very specific to this engine that makes it almost possible. And the other thing that makes it almost possible is this radiator right here. The AlloyWorks radiators are affordably priced. Now this one here has the cooling fan and has everything, and it's a 4-core, and it's $300, which is a big portion of $1,000. However, they sell 3 cores with the LS orientation. They sell them without the cooling fans, and you can put a clutch fan on the engine. So the reason why this is not in there right now is the project hasn't started yet. But once the project started, you're going to get to see more of this radiator. And you're going to get to see more of that engine, and potentially even more of things bought from AlloyWorks, because they have headers, they have AN fittings, they have almost all of the little accessories I need, minus engine mounts, to complete this project. So what I'm going to tell you right now is if you are in need of a new radiator, AlloyWorks has a new radiator, a replacement radiator for you. That's going to bolt right up. It looks like a YJ radiator. If you want to change it to a different orientation, they've got one of those. If you've got a small block, they've got one of those. You want 3-core, 4-core, you name it, they've got one of those electric fans. You can buy just the fan. They have every combination you need, unless you did a Coyote swap, you lunatic, or a 2JZ swap, you crazy animal. But if you did a common swap with an LS or with a small block, or you kept the 4-cylinder, or you kept the 4-liter, they have a radiator for you. And I can give you a discount code, which will be on the screen here, what the discount is, because I'm real smart and forgot it. And the discount code is SHEEP for some reason. I mean, Jeep TV. But it's just SHEEP, I guess. If you go in and you purchase a radiator and you put SHEEP in there, you're going to get discounts, and you too can cool whatever power plant you have at an affordable rate. And you're going to get this really cool looking welded aluminum radiator. So stay tuned for future videos as we're going to see how well this fits. We're going to see how great this looks in front of that all aluminum LS4 5.3 liter LS, and then we're going to fill it with fluid, and it's not going to leak because it's great. Yeah. So stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. This has been Jeep Sheep TV reviews stuff for the AlloyWorks all aluminum 4-core radiator for a YJ with an LS. I will see you when we start the swap.